laser focus. Banging on they though they taking notice.
Okay, Coach. Well, after the season ends, the Chargers most likely moving about 12 miles north of here. But for now, we've got football at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Houston Texans and our home team. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
They're 180. Hey, Brown 80. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Check 26. Hey, Rocket. Hey, Delta. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Benjamin's got it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Switch. 0. 41 to Mike. 41. Hey, box drop.
On 1st and 10, Rivers. And he's got the rookie from Oklahoma, Marquise Brown. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Gotta like what we're seeing from him so far in this game. This is the 3rd game of the season, and he's already accumulated an AFC Offensive Player of the Week award in this young year.
Yeah, week 2 was his. The announcement came Wednesday that he got that award. Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Run 80. 12. Hey, tighten down. There you go.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Gordon, a Pro Bowler for the 2nd time last season, 885 yards, 10 touchdowns. And that was only in 12 games played a season ago. And he also switched jersey numbers in the offseason from 28 to 25. And 25, that's the number he wore when he was dominating the Big Ten college gridiron for the Badgers of Wisconsin. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Hey, I want to go load it. Run 80. Sponge.
Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player as well as a physical specimen.
Rivers to throw it. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. Rivers to Benjamin. Good for the Charger first down.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. Rivers with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
White. Red.
Here's Gordon. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, Rocket. Hey.
They run it here with Gordon. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. From the gun, Rivers. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And a big turnover. There as his guys will get the football back.
First and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 13. Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
19-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now it's Watson. Big hold of the 30. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And finally down at the 36-yard line. Watson to Hopkins for a huge hookup. 46 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired up, and he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Corey Grant, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Red.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 1st down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. Well, maybe that'll help him settle back into a groove after the interception on the 1st drive here, picking up the 1st to start drive number 2.
And it is just starting over, isn't it? Sometimes it's just how you have to do it. You have to erase things from your mind. Don't worry about what happened before, because over the course of the game, the good players, things turn out pretty well for them, and that's what he's trying to do here.
Check green 90. Back 180. Check 41. Army. Orange 5-4. 41.
On second and 11 now. Rivers will get this to Eckler. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll make it third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The Chargers on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
51's the mic. 51's the load it. Load it. Let's go. Hey, Haywood. Behind.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Chargers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Rivers now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10.
Under crunch. Check 31.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Now Gordon on first down. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 41-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
I hope you brought your left because I'm about to take you to school. Keep it skinny. Motion. Get on.
Rivers. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 27-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Rivers with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Load it.
To throw, Rivers. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rivers. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
I got it. Left, left, left. Watch left, left, left. Watch the eye. Check. Crunch, crunch. I see the eye.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
A 4-yard pickup on the play.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart, because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Give me some. Give me some. Here we go. Hey, check 24.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
What is that? 19. Good track. Good track. Check. 24 down. He's coming. 24. Hey, we got time to go.
To throw again on second down. Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They tried the throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that, because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
From the 50, it's Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know how you put those big cans down on the sideline and angled for them and shot for them? Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
Keep it up. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Shift. Watch the shift. Shift. Watch twist. Watch twist.
Fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not. Did not get back there. It's a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Forty's set. Play team. Watch the flood. Watch the flood. Watch the flood. In the car.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Watson now to throw. And he'll find Akins there, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. It's complete to Fuller. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
Texans first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
54. 49, guys. Mike. Go. Hey, here I come. Here I come. Here I come. Here I come.
From the gun, here's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After the sack on 1st down, Watson, the attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Watson now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's 1st down.
Here we go.
54.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
1st and 10 at the
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder.
41-yard attempt.
Badgley able to knock this one through. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Now those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way gun. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down.
2nd and goal at the 14-yard line.
It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal.
3, check 3. Check.
After the run, Watson going to throw. And he's got it. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal.
Under 10. Go.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Texans push further out in front. And before they can get the play off, here's a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball. That's their first of this second half. Bill O'Brien with a call here. We'll go for 2. To throw is Watson, and he's got it. So the try for 2 successful, and that bumps their lead up even further. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try and get back to where you were to start the half.
At the 36-yard line.
390. Watch QB's up. Hey, Delta. Hey, Echo. 41's the mark.
Rivers to throw this time. He's going deep for Brown. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Justin Reed.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now a give, right side. Grant, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know. Kill. Hey, turn it up. SOS. Whip. Watch the whip. Back.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Watson, and he's got the completion to Hopkins. The Clemson connection. Watson to Hopkins for a big one. 41 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. This is Grant, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw, Watson. He's got Fuller. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
First down, Houston.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Watch the run, watch the run. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill. And
Throwing again is Watson. Oh, up, trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. Phillip Rivers, no stranger to fourth quarter comebacks. He's led the Chargers back to victory 26 times coming into this year. But work to do here if he wants to add another notch to the belt. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Done. Round 80. What's the run?
What's the run? They're running it.
Now this time he'll look to throw. This will be caught by Brown. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Austin Eckler, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run, end result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Now Gordon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Check. 541. Hey, go orange.
Rivers to throw it. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now Rivers. And Brown's got it. Touchdown, Chargers. Hollywood Marquise Brown with touchdown number 8 on the year, as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the fourth quarter. (17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. The interception on the last drive proved costly, led to the tying score, so 17 all as they come up on a first down. A good gain there on first down. That run will get them 7 up to the 32-yard line. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
At the 32-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Don't get nervous.
Hold the look. Hold.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game.
Alert, alert. Check, 31.
Switch.
Now it's Watson. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And they're looking at 4th down now in this tie ball game. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. Well, that's a good first step, but several steps still to go.
They still have time for the possible game-winning field goal. Time for them to be quick and hurry at the same time.
They'll run on first down. It's Gordon. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Rivers. Benjamin's got it. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Rivers now 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a first down. Rivers to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Dylan Cole. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Here's Watson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
It's just me and you. Check 37. Check 37. Check, check. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Right now, you know that the heart is pumping for Kaimi Fairbairn. This from 51 yards for the win. Now flags come in before the kick. Clearly there was contact. Who was at fault? So it was the defense that jumped, and that'll move them 5 yards closer.
I wonder how they did it. What if they twitched a little bit up front, you know, a little subtle head movement that the officials didn't detect, but they got it done. Now they're 5 yards closer for their field goal attempt.
A 46-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So he's able to come through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Yeah, how about that? And the way that this game's gone, you think they really wanted to get to overtime and take their chances there? They wanted to get this thing done. When you're the visitor, you don't want to play into overtime. You want to knock it down, get it done, and go home.
The Charger drive about to get going. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'd be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Houston, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.